Today, we're diving into the AI that basically changed everything, ChatGPT. When it launched back in late 2022, it wasn't just some new app, it felt more like an earthquake. And to get a sense of just how big, let's start with one single number.
100 million. That's how many people signed up to use ChatGPT in just 2 months. I mean, think about that. To put it in perspective, it took Instagram 2.5 years to hit that same milestone.
So yeah, this thing just took off like a rocket, becoming the fastest growing consumer app in history. It wasn't just a tech story, it became this huge cultural moment. All of a sudden, everyone, your friends, your parents, your coworkers, was talking about it.
And it wasn't just us regular folks. As Paul Graham from Y Combinator pointed out, you had these seasoned tech veterans, people who've seen it all and don't get hyped up easily. They all recognized this was a massive deal. The feeling was unanimous. Something big, something fundamental was happening.
Okay, so what is actually going on under the hood? How does a machine learn to talk with such, startling fluency?
At its core, ChatGPT is what we call a large language model, or an LLM for short. You can think of it like this massive digital brain that has basically read a huge chunk of the internet. And after swallowing all that information, its main job is actually pretty simple. It just gets insanely good at predicting what the next word should be in any sentence.
Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around it is to think of it like autocorrect on your phone, but on steroids. A lot of steroids. Instead of just guessing the next word, it predicts whole sentences, entire paragraphs, and even full conversations. And it does it with this crazy coherence.
But here's the thing, it's not enough to just read the internet. The real secret sauce isn't how it's trained, which happens in 3 main stages. First, in what's called supervised learning, real humans basically give it a perfect answer key by writing out ideal conversations. Then it gets really interesting. The AI generates a bunch of different answers, and humans rank them from best to worst. This creates what's called a reward model. It's teaching the AI what we think a good answer is. And finally, using a process called reinforcement learning, the AI uses that reward model to practice by itself, constantly trying to get a better score by making answers that it knows humans will prefer. That human guidance is what makes it so helpful.
So we've got this super powerful prediction machine, but what does that actually mean for us? What can you do with it? Well, it turns out a whole lot. Its capabilities are just surprisingly vast.
The uses really stretch from the boardroom to your living room. You have professionals using it as a tireless assistant, summarizing dense reports or finding bugs in their code. Then you have creative types using it to brainstorm ideas for a poem or a song. And at home, it can be your personal chef, whipping up a meal plan, or even your speechwriter, helping you find the perfect words for a wedding toast.
And its skills go way beyond just words. Through a tool called DALL-E 3, ChatGPT can also create images right from your text. The level of detail it can understand is just stunning. For example, you could ask it for more than just a beach scene. You could ask for something really specific and weird, like a beach scene made entirely of yarn. And there it is. Just look at that. It's not a drawing of a beach. It's a picture of a beach that looks like it was crafted from yarn. The AI totally got that abstract creative idea and just ran with it. This is where it stops being just a tool and starts becoming a creative partner, turning something from your imagination into actual art.
Okay, but for all its incredible power, this technology is absolutely a double-edged sword. With these amazing abilities comes some really big limitations and some very real risks.
First off, who's actually using it? Well, it's been adopted fastest by younger adults. Almost 60% of people under 30 have used it. This massive uptake, especially in schools and early on in people's careers, raises some huge questions about cheating, skill development, and what the future of work is even going to look like.
Now, one of the biggest and most critical flaws is its tendency to hallucinate. This is when the AI confidently states things that are just flat out wrong. Remember, its main job is to predict the most likely next word, not to tell you the truth. So, if a made-up fact sounds plausible and fits the sentence, the AI might spit it out with total conviction, inventing sources and details that look completely real but aren't.
And this is not some hypothetical problem. It has had serious real-world consequences. There was this now famous case where 2 lawyers were sanctioned by a judge because they filed a legal brief that cited 6 court cases that didn't exist. Where did they get them? You guessed it, ChatGPT.
Now, OpenAI has tried to put content policies in place to stop the AI from generating harmful stuff. But of course, a cat-and-mouse game started almost immediately. Users found clever ways to jailbreak it, like telling the AI to pretend it's a persona called Dan, which stands for Do Anything Now, to trick it into bypassing its own safety rules and generating all sorts of forbidden content.
And honestly, that's just scratching the surface. The list of concerns is this big, tangled web. You've got huge societal issues like cheating in schools and the potential for mass misinformation. There are technical problems, like bias that's baked into the data it's trained on, not to mention user privacy. And then there are these really profound ethical questions about copyright and the hidden human labor that's used to filter all the toxic stuff out of these systems.
So where does all this go from here? If the last couple of years are anything to go by, the future is coming way faster than we think. The one constant in this whole story is just the breathtaking speed of progress.
Just look at this timeline. The models behind ChatGPT are evolving at an absolutely blistering pace. What used to take years in AI development is now happening in months. We went from the public launch of GPT 3.5 to the much more powerful GPT-4 in about 4 months. And the updates have only gotten faster, with every new version bringing totally new abilities.
And this incredible speed has kicked off a full-blown AI arms race. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Meta are pouring billions and billions of dollars into building their own versions, completely reshaping the power dynamics in Silicon Valley and, really, the entire tech world.
Which leaves us with what might be the single most important question of our time. We've built this incredible tool that's evolving faster than anything we've ever made before. It's changing our world right in front of our eyes. The real test, at the end of the day, isn't for the AI, it's for us. Can our wisdom keep up with our own creation?